Hello again. I'm back again with my takes on the current happenings in the pageant world. First of all, congratulations to Sushata Opal. Sushata is a very beautiful girl. She's very humble. She chased her dreams, and she's the perfect definition of when one door opens, when one door closes, another door opens. She didn't settle for the third runner-up in Miss Universe, and she chose to chase her dreams. I was actually rooting for Sushata because I love Antonia Porcild. I really love Antonia Porcild. I rooted for her greatly, but then Miss Nicaragua was a very strong contender, and the crown of course went to the best person. So I was hoping that the next person after Antonia Porcild will do a better job. But then the organization clearly wanted a blonde girl. Yes, the owner said she wanted a blonde girl, and she got a blonde girl. Shortly after, Sushata became Miss World Thailand, and boom, she went for Miss World and got crowned Miss World. While as an African lady, I was rooting for Ethiopia. I said, oh my gosh, it has to be an Ethiopian person. This has to be for Ethiopia. But then Sushata was phenomenal. She was just good to go. She had that factor, the queen factor. She carried herself with grace all through. She was the same girl all through the pageant. She wasn't tired. She wasn't looking exhausted. She wasn't looking relaxed at any point in time. And she brought back the crown. I'm so happy for her, and I feel satisfied that somebody's dream has come to pass to wear a beauty queen crown, and that's it. But then I just can't take my mind off of Rachel Gupta's situation. Rachel Gupta's situation has shown one thing, that most times even the best looking person, the most smiling person out there, does not necessarily mean well. Friendliness, beautiful smiles and all that don't really mean this person is a great person. I'm not trying to condemn CJ Opiaza. I just think that as a queen that everybody loves, the least that's expected of her was to speak up, is to at least throw some light into Rachel's situation. Say something about it. Rachel was the biggest competition for CJ Opiaza, and then, competition aside, don't we have regard for human dignity, fairness? If you're going to choose competition over that, you are never a good person. I'm sure CJ of course wanted a crown, and the crown has come to her now. It doesn't look like she's what a beauty queen should be. They say a beauty queen should be graceful, kind, and blah blah blah, but then the crown has come to her, and I'm not getting that vibes from her. Remember when Miss Colombia was crowned wrongly, and Pierre Alonso Wurzburg was actually the winner of the pageant? When she was called upon, she did not have this wild jubilation. She received that crown, she received that flower with all grace and humility, stood there quietly, knowing fully well that another lady has just been humiliated erroneously. Yes, it's not her fault, but then she acknowledged the fact that yes, someone has just been humiliated. The way she stood, and she didn't smile, like she was even surprised. I thought she was surprised that she was called upon, but then she later clarified things, saying that she did not want to celebrate in the fact that another woman was humiliated. That struck a chord. Like, come on, that is a top note. That is a beauty queen at heart. She's not just beautiful, she's intelligent, she's smart, and she's empathetic. You can be a beautiful queen, you can be smart, you can be all that, and yet you lack empathy. You do not care about your fellow woman. And also, I noticed that during the coronation, most of the girls, it was just one girl that congratulated Rachel Gupta upon her win. Philippines was there, and other girls were actually congratulating her instead, which means they preferred Opiaza to Rachel Gupta. Now, one thing I noticed in pageant is as days progress in camp, the girls get to know who will win. and who will not win. In fact, they know themselves like, I'm not the person that will win. If it's a sincere pageant, if truly behavior, comportment, attitude, and all those things, you know, contribute to someone's win, you would know before the camp ends that this person deserves the crown and this person is very likely to win. You will know. So possibly they expected CJ Opiaza, but then Rachel is a queen. Like, she has everything. She's a queen, a beautiful girl. She's confident, she's strong in herself. She knows that she's a queen. She knows that she should not be treated less. She knows not to compromise herself for certain things. You know, that strong personality actually turns people off. Yes, it's okay to have a strong personality, but sometimes it's good to be friendly. You know, you can, just the way someone can hide hatred behind smiles, so also you can hide your personality. You can be strong but then have that graceful smile on your face. Rachel possibly wasn't up for that, and like I heard, Rachel disrespected Miss France, which is very, very wrong, you know. CJ Opiaza was the contestant's favorite, and man, but then why did Rachel win? Why did she win knowing that Philippines was the best option? This is because the public saw in Rachel what they could never have seen in CJ Opiaza. In other words, Rachel was bigger, was stronger, was a better contender compared to CJ Opiaza. She even said it that she did not buy any votes. India doesn't have that money to buy votes for people, and she won based on the public's opinion, which means if the public couldn't push CJ Opiaza to win, she was never the best option. I'm sure there were better girls there compared to her, but then that's not enough reason for, you know, knowing that this person that was your biggest competition is out in a very, very unfair way. That's not the reason to celebrate. You know, you should be able to tone down your celebration, be calm, acknowledge her treatment, but then not acknowledging her at all, not acknowledging the way she was treated, her cries and all that, and you just came in to embrace the crown and, you know, making it look like, yeah, I was waiting for you to get out of there. Yeah, they said that if the winner can't fulfill her duties, the first runner-up would definitely take over. Yeah, you're doing your job, you're taking over. The manner in which you're taking over is not really queenly. Yes, it's not queenly. You should show some empathy, show that you're not just friendly to people by face, you are also friendly at heart. Yeah, you're friendly at heart. Look at Miss France. Everyone knows that she's a very friendly girl, and I mean, why did every other person no other person got the crown? No other person got the crown except Rachel Gupta, whom wasn't everybody's favorite. How did she do it? That girl is a queen. Like, I just can't wait for in fact, I'll start following her on Facebook, Instagram, wherever she is. I'll follow her because I love her already. Yes, she has some factors that I don't like. The fact she lied about her age, yeah, but then it's common in beauty pageants. Check out even CJ Opiaza, you realize that her age is not what it really is. But CJ should show some queenly attitude, not just a friendly girl ready to kiss butts. Or maybe even the organizers didn't want Rachel at first. They wanted CJ, so they decided to torture her mentally so that she would leave, she would get uncomfortable and leave. But then the queen in Rachel wasn't going to die with a crown. Yeah, you see what Rachel did? She's much more powerful. If she had 70% power, right now it is 90% or 95%, because you know what it means to give out such a status. Because trust me, that pageant comes with only status, nothing else. You know what it means to relinquish such a status? That's a very, very big deal. And I mean, someone else coming to take it so joyfully, happily, not minding the other person's emotion, it's not nice. You know, that doesn't show anything. It doesn't make me like CJ. CJ didn't wrong me, but the way she's celebrating, the crown is coming home to Philippines and all that, without even caring about her fellow contestants' feeling, doesn't look nice. But then I don't know what happened in the camp. I don't know what must have transpired that made them not to care so much about Rachel. I don't know. But then, if Rachel was such a bad person, how did she get the crown in the first place? You know, most times businesses, organizations, they profit off of women's rivalry. Yes, a lot of organizations like it when women are at loggerheads with each other. They create movies out of it, create books, write books and all that. Take a look at housewives, you know, these housewife reality TV shows that you know, is being shown here and there. You realize that it's more of women fighting. There's hardly any other thing, more of women beefing each other. They even act those things. Those women are not enemies in real life, they act it. And thank God I've realized that these things are all staged. And then nobody's gonna fool me any longer. I don't care anymore. Yeah, I just watch, enjoy the razzmatazz, enjoy the glitz and the glamour, and move on with my life, because these things are not what's racking your head over. It's not what killing yourself for. People will always be who they are, and it's left for you to hold on strong to whom you are and what you think you should be. I'm gonna follow CJ Piazza. I'm gonna follow her steps. I'm gonna watch how she does her thing to know if she's really the good person that she's portrayed as. But then Rachel, oh my gosh, I'm sending my love to Rachel. I'm sending my heart to her. Stay strong this time. You're not mourning. Yeah, you're not mourning. You are actually transforming into a new phase entirely. You are becoming the queen you really are. Yeah, you're becoming the queen you really are. And when you're done, when you're done with these emotions right now, you're going to be leveled up. You will level up like you'll be bigger than this pageantry. And I'm sure this should be the last pageant you participate in, because they're not worth it. You know, you came in there with high hopes that it's going to change your life. They're going to pay you. Yes, they'll pay you, of course, and you know, you'll be able to do some charitable works. Really, you wanted to change things. You didn't know how it's, you know, how these things go, because you probably thought, you know, it was all going to be smooth and, you know, your high spirits would win. A lot of girls have such a mindset, and trust me, they are tied down with those crowns right now. They can't do anything. Yeah, they can't do anything because, of course, it gave them status, it gave them power, it gave them some sort of presence. You know, when they step out, oh, I miss this, I miss that. But behind the scene, they are going through hell. I'm happy that Rachel stayed true to herself. I'm happy that she didn't compromise her sanity for just a piece of metal on the head and status. I am really proud of you, Rachel. You are the real queen. Yeah, you are the real queen. Right now, if CJ Piazza goes through hell, she can't say anything because she looks very desperate for the crown. After all, in Philippines, what do they want? All they do is crown, 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 pageantry here and there. They groom little kids on catwalking from a very young age. Well, it's not bad. That's what they want. But then, what's the value of this pageant? How valuable are they still? Is it still relevant? I don't know.